Okay, so for my BCW video, I was watching this video January 3rd, 2025 in Anacortes, Washington, where a white male named Jesse was pulled over for a felony warrant. And for the community policing analysis, the officers were gentle with their words and they were respectful to Jesse. Like, they weren't like arguing with him or being rude. They were just straight to the point. They were respectful. Um, and they were patting him down and they were asking him if like if he had anything else on him that would like potentially get him in trouble, so they could like take it off of him and put it in the car. And even Jesse was being respectful to the police. Like, he was like, I have this on me and this is where it is. And then they just emptied out his entire pockets so that no one had to deal with anything he had in his pockets. And then he had his rights read to him, and the police officers were asking him if he understood. Um, and any other questions that the man had, um, they would also make sure that he understood what was being said to them. And if the man didn't understand, um, the officers would tell him. They would like be patient with him, and they would tell him. So, like, at one point, or my example I used for this was, uh, the police were asking him when was the last time that he used drugs, and the man was like, "What makes you think I'm using?" And the police said that there are signs of consistent like drug consumption, and the man asked, "What was that?" And instead of the police getting like frustrated and having like an attitude or tone change with him, the officers just like went on and they continued taking stuff out of his pockets and patting him down and just like skipping over it instead of being upset. And then for the communication and de-escalation, I personally thought that the communication techniques that they used were pretty respectful and effective. Again, they were like straight to the point, and they had calm tones. The officers and the officers were understanding what was said by the man. So like whatever the guy said, the officers understood. Whatever the officer said, the guy understood. Um, and the man wanted to make a phone call. I assumed to like a family member. Um, and the officers let him do it as they were cuffing him. They let him talk on speakerphone to someone about his vehicle and where it was. And the officers asked Jesse if he could ask whoever who's on the phone with to, wait to get the vehicle since they were still like processing everything going on. So like they were getting him and like trying to search his vehicle before it got taken away, but Jesse did not consent to the vehicle search, so they did not do that. But they were trying to wait till they like got out of the area before the lady comes to pick up the vehicle. And then for the outcomes and impact, I thought it was a positive like outcome. The interaction probably like in my opinion like affected the community in a positive way because um it was it was calmly handled. Like there was no like fighting, nothing dangerous, and the officers got someone off of the road that could have been under the influence of drugs because I guess the officers were talking to Jesse and they saw something in the vehicle that could be related to drugs, so they could have gotten someone off the streets that were using drugs. And for the conclusion, I think that the body camera can be a tool for evaluating and improving community relations by showing like what they're capable of and like what they are meaning to do instead of what they're not meaning to do. Like obviously if someone does something like really bad and the officers get pretty aggressive, it shows the community what kind of officers they have. But it also like just shows the community that they're doing their job how they're supposed to do, and like they're doing what they're supposed to do for their town, their city, wherever they work. And I think that like it's a good tool, resource, especially for like big things where the citizens are trying to make like a report. Then they can pull up the video and see what actually happened. And then for like situations like this where it's on the internet, people get to see it and they're like, I have a relief now knowing that this was fixed, and they probably didn't even know. So it could like open up a lot of doors for other people that didn't know what was going on and to like be on the lookout in case they see something like that, and then they can, report it. I think that the officers did really good on their approach. Maybe like I don't even know. They were nice, they were respectful, but maybe they could have just like maybe paced it like verbally slower with the man so he could understand what's going on because he was very confused with everything going on. So I don't know.